This is a story that was going viral. And so I decided that it was important for us to go ahead and share it with the rest of the congregation. It was a woman that basically lost her life over a fraud. It's a little bit more detailed than that. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Check this out, y'all.
Here behind me is where a scam call turned deadly, and I'm going to step out of the way here so you can get a look here. The man who lives here is accused of shooting and killing an Uber driver. He now faces a murder charge and potential other charges. According to reports, authorities say William Brock had been receiving multiple threatening scam calls the morning of March 25th. The calls were concerning an incarcerated relative, and Brock was told to meet at the courthouse to pay a ransom of $12,000 in bail money, or they would kill him and his relative. Around the same time of the call, Lolitha Hall received directions from the same person or an accomplice, instructing her to go to Brock's home to pick up a package for delivery. Dashcam video from Hall's car shows her arrive to Brock's home to pick up that package. According to reports from the Clark County Sheriff's Office, Brock allegedly had a gun. This video appears to confirm that. The incident report says Brock allegedly took Hall's phone and wouldn't let her leave, and when she tried to go, authorities say Brock then shot Hall. They started fighting, and he shot her 2 more times. Authorities received a call from Brock saying he had shot someone on his property because they were trying to rob him. When units arrived, they found Hall with multiple gunshot wounds, and Brock was bleeding from his head. Hall was flown to Kettering Hospital in Dayton, where she died. Reports say while officials were on scene, Brock's landline phone kept ringing, and when one officer picked it up, the man on the other line said he was an officer. And the real officer explained what happened and asked the caller to meet. And he agreed, but never showed up. We reached out to Uber, and they responded with this statement saying in part, quote, "There is no other way to describe this incident than a horrific tragedy. Our hearts continue to be with Lolitha's loved ones as they grieve her sudden loss. We have been in contact with law enforcement and remain committed to supporting their investigation." End quote. Uber also went on to say the account of the individual who ordered the Uber trip has been banned. The sheriff's office is also reminding residents to be extra cautious and that no law enforcement agency or court will call you and demand for bail money over the phone. That goes for any other court functions as well. Reporting in Springfield, Grace Hewitt, 2 News.
Now, imagine your grandmother. Let me summarize this back for y'all for the C students that's in the building like myself. Imagine your grandmother is out here. I'm going to break it down for you, Brittany. Imagine your grandmother. Now, the grandmother get an Uber request. Lolitha. Lolitha ain't never been a threat to nobody. I don't know nobody named Lolitha that never did anything to anybody in their life. Not Lolitha. Lolitha, Margaret, Mabel, Anime, all of them type of names. Them people ain't did nothing but had their kids and they just trying to make it to the next day and get a couple extra dollars to be able to make sure that they can get their medicine. They want to get their medicine. And listen, there ain't a Lolitha on the face of this earth that you can say is a bad person. I'd have known a Lolitha before, and it was one of the sweetest people that I'd have never seen in my entire life. But it's rough out here for these women, right? Mildred, yep, Mildred. Every Mildred that I know is is a good person. All right? Good people. Good. Shout out to Miss Lolita Gore. I got a Lolita right now in the chat, and I rock with her. Facts. Facts. All right? Now, and Phyllis. Shout out to Phi Brown. Phyllis. And she just trying to make it, right? Because it's hard out here, and inflation is up, and Biden is not doing what he's supposed to do, right? Gertrude, Hadame, right? Barbara, Elnor, Anime, Marjorie, Belma, Wilhelmina, facts. Glenda Jean, Dolores, dog. I knew a Dolores that was so good of a person, one of the sweetest women that I've ever met in my entire life. Shout out to Dolores. Shout out all of the Doloreses out there. Eloise, Bertha, all of them good people. Thelma, facts. Facts. Maybelline, Myrtle, Beatrice, Florence, all of those people. Every last one of those names. Lily, yeah. Every last one of those names are good people. That's a fact. Emma Jean, Anna Marie, Thea, Mayetta, Hattie. I hate this chat. So Edna, Louise Jean. I know Esther, one of the sweetest women I know. I know Esther. Esther is one of the sweetest people. Let me call Esther. One of the sweetest women that I know is named Esther. I don't know if she's there right now. My grandma's name is Esther too. But I know another Esther on top of that. Yeah. Clementine.
Hello.
Hey Esther, what you doing?
I'm at work.
Oh, you at work? Oh, I'm on a live stream.
Okay. What's going on?
I was just telling them, I said, I don't know no Esthers. I know 2 Esthers in my entire life, and both of them is the sweetest women that I've ever met in my life.
Oh, that's sweet. Hold on. Let me see if I can get away. Hold on. Okay. What you trying to say? You think I'm sweet? That's nice.
Yeah, you know you sweet.
Well, that's sweet, babe.
You know I love you, girl.
I know you love me. How was your birthday?
It was good. You got a birthday coming up yourself.
No.
What you doing for your birthday?
I'm about to go on a cruise.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Yeah. You know I'm getting out of here, boy.
All right. Tell Lamar I said what up.
I'm going to tell him.
All right, let me get back to the show.
Okay, baby. I love you.
All right, love you too.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Look how sweet that girl is. You can't tell me that girl would hurt a fly. That girl wouldn't hurt a fly. That's my homegirl, Esther. Shout out to Esther. Girl wouldn't hurt a fly. Been married since she was 18. This is my girl, Esther. We the same age. We literally are the same age. Do you know she been married longer than me? I said, I don't know nobody that's my age that been married longer than me. I got married at 22. Esther got married at 18. Still married today. You can't find an Esther that ain't married. Now, let me get back to this story really quickly. You know, the thing about this story that's really, really interesting is both of them got finessed. Both of them got finessed. It's a fact. Both of them got finessed. This is what really happened. It's a lot of fraud, and a lot of it is perpetuated against people that don't know any better. It's older people, right? So they made a fake Uber account, but then at the same time, they also was doing a fraud where they was basically finessing an older man, and they said, hey, listen, if you don't get this money over to us within 24 hours, we killing everybody, and we need $12,000. We need $12,000. And so he was cooperating. And they said, we're going to send somebody over there to pick it up. And so they then requested an Uber with the package delivery. And then Lolita went over there to go and she didn't know what she was getting. She was just going to get a package because she was a gig worker. She was doing her job. She showed up, hip hurting, limping, wouldn't hurt a fly. She went over there to go and get the package. And then Big Dog over here came out with the pistol. He said, oh, no, I knew you scammers was trying to get me. Stay right there. I'm taking your phone. Right? So they both was fooled and they both was confused. He was a victim. Yes, Golden Pisces. She was a victim. And the scammers is the one that's on the back end like, I wonder if Lolita is going to get that package over there and make sure that she don't get arrested. They rather send her right? Because you don't even know who they are. They behind some kind of computer firewall, all of that stuff to prevent themselves from getting caught up. So she goes over there. He's going to be the good Samaritan. He's going to stand up. He gets overzealous because he don't realize that she not even a scammer. He should have known. Look at Lolita. Look at Lolita. Ain't had a perm at no point in her life. She is as natural as can be. She just trying to make it every single day. He go out there, get overzealous. Next thing you know, he kills somebody. Now he got to go to jail for the rest of whatever life he got left. Yep. And now everybody going to get sued. Uber probably going to get sued. His estate probably going to get sued. Whatever it is that he had that was reserved for whoever his kids were or whatever, that got to go. Family tragedy. Lolita is gone. And you know who only people that's free is the people that set this whole thing up in the first place. Now, he still has to be held accountable. That's unfortunate because he shouldn't be killing Lolita. There's no reason. She over there trying to get away talking about, help. You don't take that lady's life. You got to be held accountable for that. You have to be held accountable for that. But the fact of the matter is they both got finessed. They both were victims. And now somebody got to be prosecuted as a result of it. And that's the unfortunate part. There are no winners in this thing. There are 0 winners in this whole thing. So let's deep dive into it a little bit more before we get to the next story.
Turn now to the tragic story. This one out of Ohio. Deadly encounter between 2 people who did not know each other and were both victims of phone scammers. Victim 1, 81-year-old William Brock, received threatening calls last month saying his family was in danger and demanding money. And then the scammers also called an Uber driver, Lolita Hall, to pick up a package from Brock's home. Brock then confronted her with a gun, believing that she was connected to the threats he'd been receiving, and now he is charged with Hall's murder. Lily Luciano has the story, and we have to warn you, the video is disturbing.
Lolita Hall screamed for help as William Brock confronted her with a gun.
Yeah, I know what you're after.
But as the Uber driver tried to flee, police say the 81-year-old resident shot her multiple times. And then he called 911.
Well, I shot her in the leg first time, and I shot her in the shoulder.
Why did you do that?
Because I was threatened that she was going to come and kill me.
The county sheriff's office says Brock was the subject of a scam call concerning an incarcerated relative, which turned to threats and a demand for money. Police say Hall, the driver, was also contacted either by the same scammer or an accomplice to pick up a package from Brock's residence through the Uber app.
The guy on the phone center here.
Okay.
That dude is so senile, he don't know what the heck is going on.
So the male on the phone was trying to get money from you, and she was knocking on the door at the same time?
Yeah, and he was telling me he was going to kill me and the family and everybody else around.
Hall, who was 61, died from her injuries in the hospital. Police say she made no threats or assaults towards Brock before the shooting, other than to ask about the package she was sent to retrieve. They also say Brock took her cell phone and refused to let her leave. Last week, Brock was charged with felony murder, and now he could face 15 years to life behind bars, plus a $15,000 fine. He has pleaded not guilty.
What does the prosecution need to prove in this case?
That Brock knew he was using deadly force, and what the prosecution is going to say is there is just no reason to shoot 3 times when somebody is trying to leave your property.
That's a fact. He going to jail.
If somebody is trying to flee, almost by definition, they are no longer posing a threat.
He going to prison.
Uber says it has banned the account of the person who ordered Hall's trip and has been in touch with both her family and Clark County law enforcement. It's hard to know if the alleged scammers will be held liable for Hall's death. Is something that I asked Jessica Levinson. She says it's not clear that they could have predicted that the ruse would lead to this horribly deadly, tragic outcome.
That video.
So yeah, man, it's a very, very unfortunate situation. I think that he going to jail for the rest of his life, and it's unfortunate because they all got finessed and they all was getting defrauded, and the scammers are still out there, and they probably hanging out in Atlanta. So prayers up for the family. Shout out to everybody that's holding me down. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Let me continue on with the show.